I was a little nervous that because I haven't really been working on music this past week, that it was like I wasn't gonna feel prepared or capable, but I feel like it's hard to put into words, but I feel a trust in my taste. And, it's hard to say like Rick Rubin or like Benny Blanco or like someone that I admire who has a track record of their taste turning into hits. But I would argue that it gives it more merit because it's not based in external validation, if that makes sense. Like, I believe in my taste. If I'm in a room, any room, I have an intuitive feeling that I'm receiving from whatever, the universe, God, higher power, the muses, whatever. And my inclination is to try out ideas and to just find out the best possible version of the song, and not from a technical perspective, but from like a feeling perspective. I think knowing as much technical as possible is valuable in service of capturing a feeling, which is like the whole fucking point of a song. It's like you can know all the techniques to cook, but if it doesn't fucking taste good, it doesn't matter. So it's like, for me, it's like, well, what if we add more salt? It's like, it's all an experiment. What if we add more, what if we did this? What if we do that? And I think what stops people is the fear of it tasting bad instead of the goal being making something. It's all an experiment. When you can approach it from that lens, it's less stakes. Obviously, when you're in a session, you want to have a goal out of it, but sometimes the goal is shifting a perspective. It's not necessarily leaving with a hit always. But yeah, with this week we opened a restaurant on Wednesday. It's Monday as the time of me recording this, so less than a week we've been open. And then it was a week and a half of training before that. So it's been about 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks ago we started training. So these last 2 weeks have just been, I've been in a situation where, I guess two things. One, I'm extremely grateful for this job because just the reality of grinding, pursuing something that's hard to monetize, i.e. music and creativity. It takes a long time to monetize, so to speak. And I'm not doing it for monetizing, yet I'm also have an intention of reaping. So I think that's been a delicate line to navigate. Artistic integrity and such. Also wanting creative and financial freedom from your art, which can then also create, which a lot of creatives don't anticipate, it can create distaste or like disgust even with the work. And if turning into work, going from experimentation to, I have 10 cakes that I have to make and it's formulaic, and it kind of like you eradicate the whole reason why you liked cooking in the first place. And so it's a delicate balance to follow, and I think intentionality is key, and gratitude, there's always shit to be grateful for. So yeah, I just think that, my artists and creative and entrepreneurs will relate to this. When you have work or school, it's more so work, because school you can kind of bullshit and just pass. There's not really, like, as long as you pass, you're fine. But work, you want to do your best, especially when you make your money on tips and shit. Like, it's just, it can require energy and obviously time. And then, you can look at it as a burden or as an opportunity to serve the goal. And, which is, for me, it's multiple benefits: skill development, sales, communication and personal relations with guests and staff, and it's an opportunity to serve others. It's an opportunity to share energy, create experiences. All of these things are applicable and transferable to music as an artist. So that's how I'm choosing to look at it. Plus, obviously, it's allowing me to pay rent and put food on my table and ultimately invest in my career as well. So, the hard part is just the time after work when you're exhausted, or before work, getting up early and maybe not getting as much sleep as you would have liked, or whatever the situations are. Those can just be tricky. And in the past, it can be easy to justify numbing it or immediate gratification or whatever to deal with stress or so. Yeah, I mean, right now where I'm at, it's Monday. I've got to be at work at 1:30. It's 10 a.m. So it's like, I want to get this up. I want to get the newsletter drafted. And then I want to work on some music. I've got a few demos. I've got a song coming out Tuesday. Oh, so tonight it'll be out. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm stoked about that one. It's called Live My Life. And it's funny. I started with this one chorus, and it was definitely audacious for me. It's groovy and it's funky, but it's not where I want it to be yet necessarily. And I got this constructive feedback. There's this Coldplay. There's this clip of Tor from Stargate where he's like, Chris Martin came in, showed Coldplay this song, the rest of the guys the song, and they're like, nah, we can do better. And so he was pissed and he stormed off, and then he wrote Adventure of a Lifetime. And so I sent the song to my buddy Daniel, and he's like, it sounds like you. I feel like basically like you could beat that chorus. And I was like, okay, fuck it. And my mind just went to that Coldplay clip, and I was like, you know what? How can I beat this chorus? So anyway, I still like the OG chorus. It just may be repurposed in another song or given to another artist. But yeah, I was listening to this fucking clip, this podcast, Chris Williamson and this like army dude on discipline. And he talked about Hell Week being 9 weeks. And like, I feel like, these last 2 weeks, it's not that it's been hell, but you feel like your identity shifts in order to do something that justifies the long term. But in the micro, you're like, fuck, like I'm not working on music, and I'm behind. I missed my newsletter last week, and like all these things, you can easily beat yourself up. So I want to practice giving myself grace and also recalibrating. I think this is obviously adjusting my schedule. I think that's one thing that I definitely want to be intentional for, which also brings back the importance and value of making time for reflection and introspection and clarity, even if it's 10 minutes. So a takeaway from me to you in this context is like, hey, recalibrate, journal, meditate, whatever it is, talk to a camera, talk to your voice memos. I do all these things, not every day, but it's like do them frequently enough so that you aren't, a month isn't passing and you're like, whoa, what the fuck happened? How did I fall off my shit? And then you come up with excuses, so it's like, how do I get back? For me, it's the main things is exercising daily. I think I'm good on that. I missed yesterday, but I hit it this morning. I'll just say exercise, sleep, and food. I'll say overall health, fitness, and wellness. I'll say meditating, journaling too. And then it's like working on music daily practice, as Father Bronx says. And then getting my fucking shit out there, bro. 3 to 5 short form videos a day. If I can do that, that's a win. So, like, make it fucking easy and simple and repeatable. Even if it's a picture and it's the song playing and with text on screen. So, that's it. Thank you all for tuning in. That's 10 minutes. I hope you have a great, incredible week. And I hope this was valuable. What are we at, bro? This is fucking number 20, 19. It's so funny, like, doing something and knowing no one's watching. I mean, the one last week has 10 views. And the one before got like 100 views. 21. There was one that got 100 views, but I think it's because of the title, which is part of the fun. Is like, I don't give a fuck about the thumbnails. I don't really care about the titles, but it's fun to experiment. And coming back to experimentation, you know, I feel like that's the key. Is no one really knows shit. No one really knows. You can figure out how to make the best cake, but then people could stop wanting food dyes, or people could stop wanting sugar, and then you have to figure out new ingredients, and it's all a constant evolution. And I think that's like the funniest like lesson in life is like it's balancing getting older and maturing, right? Like my perspective on this job is one that I haven't really ever had before. I think it's maturity, which is this is an opportunity to serve my music instead of this is getting in the way. I've never had that perspective before, and I'm grateful for that perspective, you know? I have a commute to work. It's like, oh, I have an opportunity to learn about sales and learn about podcasts and like listen to my music, journal, whatever I need to do, make a short form video at the red light, fucking maturity, and then also not losing that childlike curiosity and play. So that's the fucking key. And I think that's like something to like introspect is like, okay, I'm going too much in play. I'm all over the place. Let me get some maturity back in here. It's like, okay, I'm fucking on my shit, but I'm not having fun, or like let me play a little bit. Let me experiment. What if I did it like this? Let me try something new, you know? So I'll leave y'all with that. Have an incredible week. Appreciate y'all. As always, keep going. Check out Live My Life by Zico, out now on all stream platforms. Let me know what you think. Let me know your best takeaway from this video if you watched all the way through, and I'll see you next time. Peace.